Hey everyone. I don't really want to be making this video yet again, but I'm sat outside the location now, keeping an eye on it with the boys. The girls are inside investigating. We've had some crap tonight. So it turns out that after yesterday's live streams, there was an accusation made about me. Someone had made a mistake and said that John was in the army. Never claimed to be. I was a civilian contractor when I worked out in the Middle East. And basically, that hate group that have always been giving us crap, some of them got hold of that information and took it to what's called a Walter Mitty group. A Walter Mitty group is a group that goes after people who claim that they've like fought in the wars and they're veterans and that, and they give them shit. So they fed them this information, and so my mobile phone's just been ringing, and I got death threats. Now there's only a few people that's got my number. Live on air, they told me they were going to kill me, and then we're getting all these trolls popping in, like really trying to attack me. Now it's all down to the fact that they've been fed the wrong information. We are contacting the admin of that group with the police reference number, because it is abuse when it's not needed. Most people that watch me know I would never have claimed to have been in the British Army. I was a civilian contractor, so it's quite easy to kind of it's quite easy to kind of look at when they've been giving false information. Whether this group do a good job or not, I don't know. I've not looked into it enough. I just know that while we're live on air, we're getting shit and hassle. We're having to get more security in place now because of the death threats. And this has all happened because of some of the incorrect information that's been given. Now, obviously, the police are aware of this. The police are aware of a direct lie that was told yesterday that started it as well. So I just don't think it's fair. People, if people want to take us down, at least try and do it with accurate information rather than fabricated information that is just total, absolute nonsense. All we do is we come out and offer free entertainment to people who wouldn't usually be able to access social activities. You know, we kind of give entertainment to people who don't have anything else to watch or don't have access to kind of anyone else to talk to, and we supply a channel that's friendly and everyone gets on with each other, all so we can kind of become a big family. And so because of this, we've been quite successful and grown very big, and because of this, we're getting attacked. Now certain people have their issues, that's fine. That happened all day yesterday. But when correct information's been given, and as a consequence, we're now getting abuse and attacks for it. I will say, for those few people that have got my phone number, I'll be changing it in the morning. It's not an issue. We've got like 4 phone numbers each, me and Jojo. We're live streamers, we have to have several SIM cards. So I'll just cancel one and carry on with one of the others. But I want to make it clear, under no circumstances, and I've said this so many times, have I ever claimed to work for the British Army or any army, okay? I was in the Middle East as a civilian contractor. That is it, okay? These people need to get that information into their head. To the hate group, I hope you're ashamed of yourself, because you've literally had to use false information to get other people to troll us. But at least go on accurate information, because you're making yourself look absolutely foolish. So I'm going to get back to doing my job now. To the ones that did send trolls along, thank you, because our numbers are good and I'm getting paid more for it, so thank you. But seriously, get a life and re-educate yourself on what somebody claims to do for a living or what they don't claim. Yeah, again, I have never worked for or worked with, well, sorry, I have worked with them, but I've never worked for the army in any shape or form. I was a civilian contractor, okay? John, did you really go out to Afghanistan, or are you full of shit?
Wow.
Can I just input on that? Why would someone lie about something as serious as that?
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Also, the experiences that John's spoken about on several times on lives and off lives, physically, you wouldn't be able to make that up.
We've seen John when something comes through for John, and it's related to that. We see the effects it has on John.
Yeah. His face goes white.
Well, the team now, I'm being treated for PTSD because of it.
Yeah.
So.
And also, can I just add that if you hadn't have gone over there, how can you describe in great detail what exactly went off?
Exactly.
And what we've got to remember is, and I don't mind talking about it now because apparently it helps me heal, I stood there and watched someone I've been working with for 6 months, personally close as a best friend, get shot in the head dead in front of me. Yeah? So when people ask a question as sick as that, it kind of riles me a little bit. What a lot of people don't realise is about my personal life. You will never see anything about my personal life or my past on Facebook. Because a lot of people go searching Facebook and YouTube to find out about me. And what a lot of people don't realise is I had my other Facebook, which I'm about to show you. So I'm just about to do a screen share with you, so okay?
I'll be back in a minute.
So I'm going to share the audio as well. Just tell me that you can. So, guys, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Right. So, can you see what I'm doing on my screen at the moment?
Yeah.
All right. I want to show you something. This is my old Facebook profile. Okay. This is from 2013, maybe. And there's a lot of personal stuff. Oh boy, look. There's a bug that I came across in Afghanistan. But let me show you something. These are my photos from when I was out there. And these have been published since 2010. So I went out there first in 2008, then back out in 2012. I went to Iraq and Algeria in between. And these are some of the photos. And as you can see, the date range there of when I was out there. The job I did was what's called close protection. Which led very similar to what Mike does now, but then I had to take extra qualifications and courses. There's us going over on a Pilates, well, that's self-explanatory, and so on. And you can just see this is the camp that we were protecting. It was like it was like a holiday camp once you're inside it. And that's just a few of the personal photos. But what people don't understand, it's like when I used to be a fighter, all that's on here as well. I think if people looked a little bit more in detail, they would understand and know that no, I don't put stuff on Facebook. Or YouTube for anyone to see.
So if anybody wants to go and try and email their people, you go and make yourself look a titwang.
That's fine.
Also got absolutely naffle to do with anybody anyway, so shut the gobs, haven't they, really?
Exactly.
That's me, because there's certain instances, and I've been advised to speak about it personally. And all the team now, I'm dealing with a psychiatrist about it all at the moment. There's certain things that's happened in my life that's given me PTSD, and I've only just been recently diagnosed with it, hence why I've had some time off and stuff. And there's certain things that happened over there that make it very difficult for me to talk about. After we were involved, we were escorting somebody from NATO, from Kandahar Airport, and there were 2 army generals, Americans. There were me and another CP lad looking after them, and that's it. And we were aiming to get these people, and our job was to jump in front of a bullet. And he did, and it killed him instantly. Yeah. And this man I was sharing a room with for 6 months, he was, to all intents and purposes, my closest friend. And I had to stand there and watch him die straight in front of me. And then I had to safely get everyone out of there on my own without any backup. So I've seen shit that would make your hair curl. And not only did I do that in Afghanistan, I did it in Iraq and Algeria.
Yeah.
Which most soldiers don't do that much on tour. We didn't have the protection of the army, which most people who've been in the army go to. Although we was working very closely with the army. But I've got to thank the British Army now has stepped in and are paying for all my psychiatric counselling. To do with what's called SAF. You ever heard of SAF, anyone?
Yeah.
It's a very big organisation, and I will be raising money for them in the future. They are paying for me personally. They rang the other day to speak to me and Jojo and to get my service number. Even though I wasn't a soldier, I still had what's called a service number. And they referenced it against who I was working with, and now they're funding it, which I can't thank the British Army big enough for it. So, yes, and I don't ever want to have to answer that question again. It's very personal, but there's been a lot recently comments on some certain sites about it that's been just sent to me. I don't look at this stuff, but it's been sent to me. So that's why I've answered that question. All right? Not to get attention on. Hey everyone, just wanted to do a quick video. Look, I'm man enough to admit if I've made a mistake, or if I've made a misjudgment or error, or if I've made done anything wrong. And I've made a mistake, which has been pointed out by that group's latest video. So, on a live stream done around 2-3 months ago, on a team chat, the Afghanistan question was brought up then. Me trying to defend myself. So, yeah. I made a couple of flippant comments that have now been used against me. But to be honest with you, the comments I've made are not acceptable and should have been used against me. So the first one, which I will retract, is I said that I was talking about what I'd been through and what I'd seen. The first thing what I'd said were I saw more action than most soldiers. That is totally incorrect, so I should never have said that. What I actually meant to say, and in my mind, was I saw more action than some soldiers. But me being me, don't think things through before I say it. And that's the truth. But I want to make a public apology about that. I should never have said that, because it takes away the credibility and the credence of our armed forces that do such a great job in looking after us. The second thing was, I think I mentioned US generals. Now, I don't know what rank these people were. I don't know who they were. All I know were they were very important American people. And that is it. And so I shouldn't have made any assumptions or filled in the blanks with words that were suitable, let's just say. But that is all. I was still there when I said I were. I was still in a very dangerous situation with two very important people we were looking after, and that's it. So for those two things, I want to make a public apology, and it shouldn't have been said, but I've said them, and now I'm apologising. Alright, so I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Take care. I probably upset a few people, but for that I apologise, you know? Second to that, I've got a bit of a gob, so I make some very flippant comments. And I did make one comment that stood out quite bad, and when I look back at it, I was highly ashamed of it. And one of them were that I'd seen more action than most soldiers, and it wasn't the way it meant to come across. What I'd actually meant to say were I've seen quite a lot of action, and it was literally as that. As much as people say, well, he's retracted, I don't care. Because of PTSD, and my PTSD is not related to that, to what I saw out there. Could be a little bit, but my PTSD is related to things that have happened in my life, which I will not talk about. But when I went to a therapy session, the therapist looked at the possibility of the fact that I had been in Afghanistan and I had been in Algeria and Iraq, working so closely with the armed forces. Could we look at getting some support from SAFA? Now, I didn't understand who SAFA were at that point. Now, SAFA is an army veteran charity that offer counselling services and medical services to our veterans. Now, at that point, I didn't know. So then I came home and told everyone that I may be getting some help from SAFA. And that's it. These guys jumped all over it. They claim that they've spoken to people at SAFA, and SAFA have said that they've never heard of me and everything. And I'm sorry, but that's GPDR. SAFA would never release information like that. Secondly, that's all I've ever said. So, I don't know where you'll get your information from. But people twist things quite easily, okay? Now, yes, you did show a screenshot of a profile that, yes, it did used to belong to me. It was a profile that had photos of me in Algeria and in Afghanistan. That profile's no longer there because one of you guys reported it as a fake profile. Facebook won't allow you to have two profiles, so I took it down. So, but I can guarantee that that message that you were showing never came from that profile, and I have asked for proof that it did, and they've refused to give me that. So, what I'm going to say is, I'm finally going to tell you that I never claimed to be in the army. You claim to be looking on the SIA register. Just remember what year I was out there. 2007, 2008, 2009. Is that right? Or is it 8, 9, 10? I can't remember. So currently I wouldn't appear on that register. Secondly, you don't need an SIA when working abroad in security. So do your research, please. I've never claimed anything else other than the job I did. Okay? Done me fighting and become ill. But because of the martial arts background and everything else, I've got a chance to go to what's called CP Close Protection. And what they do is they put you into a highly volatile state. Sometimes Afghan, Algeria, Iraq. And you're looking after folk. You're literally dumped in the middle of the desert. You've got no army there protecting you. Although you're working with the army, you've got no army there protecting you. You're literally on your own, looking after somebody. They give you a handgun. I've never fucking fired a gun in my life. And then shit happens. And so I ended up going to Iraq, Algeria, and Afghanistan. Afghan was the worst, by far. Iraq, it was when everything was calmed down back then. And yeah, I saw shit I don't want to see, but, you know, it's nothing that's caused stuff to say with me. Yeah, that is where I met Nick. That's correct. And so, right, let me get a couple of things straight. The problem I've got is the fact that he said that I've not been to Afghan and that my photos are fake and everything. The thing that you've got to understand there is I lost one of my best friends out there. Yeah. I lost one of my best friends out there. Yeah. I suffer from PTSD because of it. It's fucking ridiculous. So let me explain. So they've had a photo, they've zoomed in on one of my photos on the screenshots, done a reverse Google image. Do the same reverse Google image, and where it went to the Daily Mail, see what company forwarded that to the Daily Mail. The company I fucking worked for, you stupid fucking idiot. Does it say Uplift by any chance? Does it say anything about Uplift? Yeah? Because it does, on Daily Mail's website. I'm not going to mention the full company. Forwarded by So-and-so Uplift. I worked for that company while I was over there, you fucking idiot. So how the fuck? Seriously, that is disgusting. So you got the pics off Google for Afghanistan? Let me show you. How do I appear in one of those fucking photos then, you absolute numpty? Brandon's on the phone to the police about you saying pedo.
Okay.
Do it. He's a fucking pedo. He shouldn't have fucking started this. There was no need for any of this. You're just an absolute scumbag.
If Brandon is, then I've got things in that messenger. I weren't bringing Brandon into it till now.
Now they're going on about how old I am.
yeah, 42, 43. At least we've lived life.
Nitra, I wasn't a paid mercenary. They're all saying that. Right, I was CP. Do some fucking research. CP. I wasn't a soldier. I wasn't a paid mercenary. Fuck's sake. And they're going on about the fact that I look dead old. So does your fella. Far too old to be having sex with you when you were 15. Ask him for his rank number, they're telling him.
Why
would I have a rank number? I worked in the fucking army. So guys, there's a few people asking who Nick is. So when I was out in Afghanistan and Iraq. I don't know where I picked it up. I was dabbling, and I was on holy ground. Yes. And ever since, it's claimed to be an Arabic demon, and we've had some Arabic stuff come out. Owned by the Annesley Hall Mustard Charlotte family. So basically, about 10-15 years ago, I was out in Afghanistan working.
Environmental health.
In Afghanistan for a good 6 months, and I was dabbling with spirit. I shouldn't have done. I come home with an attachment called Nick. I don't think that's his real name. He bugged me for years, but we've trapped him here. So it's now time for me to face him again and see what happens.
Yes, we'd like you to put things into Jojo's mind. Either nice pictures.
Nick, thank you.
So Christopher.
Hold up. Can you tell us what? Mind. Can you tell us what country Nick attached himself to John?
We do apologise for that. The beeping, guys.
What country?
I'm behind the bar.
Okay, but what country did John connect with Nick?
Let me out.
Ah, it's Nick.
Nick, what country did you meet me in?
You're my brother.
No, you're not my brother. What country did you meet me in?
Sick.
This is strange, John.
Shh, 1 sec. Ask me now. Answer me now. Environmental's going off crazy behind her. Afghanistan, absolutely brilliant.
John, as soon as Nick come through, the ball stopped.
The ball stopped.
Yeah. Nick, was you doing that ball?
He's showing me. Spinning. Run around. I feel like I'm falling.
Ian feels like he's falling.
On the floor.
Nick?
I'm crawling.
Nick? What's it like to be Charles's bitch now?
Dark hole.
Dark hole.
Yeah. Can't think.
John's mind.
John's. I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
My friend got shot, didn't he, next to me?
Yeah.
When we were in Afghan.
Yeah.
And every time Nick comes through, he tries to remind me of it.
There's another person there. Yeah. A male.
Yeah.
Do you want to continue?
It's fine, no, I'll continue.
Come on, Nick, then.
Are you talking about my friend that was killed?
Bang.
Bang, shit.
Yeah.
What was my friend's name?
How you doing?
You're not my friend, so don't even pretend to be. What was his name?
Do you want to come in?
Show me some respect and tell me his name now.
This is head fucking.
Nick, are you behind the bars?
Dark hole.
Yes, we know that, Nick.
John's mind.
Yes, Nick, stop repeating things, please. So, I've got a question for you. What's it like to be with Charles now? Do you hate it?
Tell him off.
Oh, here we go. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to put back in my head what I saw, aren't you? My friend was protecting his country when he got shot by the enemy in front of me. And you think it's going to upset me by talking about him, don't you? Don't you?
Go on. Bang.
Yeah?
Floor. Crawl.
Which is what you probably...
In me.
Hear me. I'm not happy with me. But what do you do, right? My arrogance is sometimes my downfall. other people say. I don't think I'm arrogant, but
No, of course not.
you can shut up. Yeah, there's nothing now.
I don't think he's happy. Hey? You were being really? No, I don't think he's happy already.
So, if anyone didn't see the screenshots or anything, last night went amazing, guys. It was phenomenal in the museum. Yeah, I mean, everyone's watching it back, so it was good. Right, I can't remember exactly how long ago now, dates wise, about 10 years ago I was working in Afghanistan. I was there for 6 months, and then I went back to Iraq, and then I went back to Afghanistan. And doing what I used to do, I was highly arrogant about how to test stuff with spirit, okay? And I picked up an attachment who called himself Nick. That's not his real name. He just called himself Nick. He's got an Arabic name. You'll know he's around when his Arabic sayings and stuff. About 2 years ago, he got really bad, and we got my mum to get rid of him. Mum being but then me and Jojo had to then finalise it off about 6 months later, didn't we? And properly get rid of any of the energy that were around him.
Yeah, alright.
Then,
So what's that?
I did. Where was it? We did a pay-per-view at a castle, and I did an experiment I shouldn't have done. And Nick came back. Yeah, and Nick came back. So, what do we do with Nick? Is what we said, because he was ruining my life. He was evil to the core. He ran a pen straight through my hand, live on air. I've got a scar there, look, and it was live on air, straight through the hand. He knocked my tooth out, everything. It was crazy. So, me and Jojo decided, years ago I had an old case I had to deal with, and it was for Chat magazine. Annesley Ruins, Church Ruins, and it was to do with the spirit of Charles. I picked up on Charles, and what we did is we used a certain technique and sealed him behind them bars, so his energy could like affect you in the whole of the ruins, but he could never escape. It was horrid, wasn't it? It was horrid, and it kept making me write Nick, and then it was making me write Arabic and Arabic or whatever. And the theory is that I've got they say I've got an Arabic demon attached to me that follows me or whatever. I don't believe that, but it's dead relevant. It comes through all the time. So stuff is very relevant to me.
That said war, soldiers, and that said war.
Soldiers and war.
Mm. So would you be a different spirit? Would you have been in the war?
But
Which?
Chris did die just before I was going to Afghanistan.
All right.
So I don't know. But we're just putting two and two together maybe on that. I don't know. I need something more relevant before I trust that it's him.
Cold. Cold. What's that mean?
It's like a mass killing.
Which would be relevant to the war.
Yeah.
Would it not? Shoot. Soldiers.
But is it all still relevant to what the other stuff were on about earlier, the epidemic?
Yeah.
Soldiers, your frontline workers, cold, what's happening is war, what we're facing with it.
November.
When did it start?
It was just before Christmas, wasn't it?
Which would be November, I don't know. Speculation
really
again,
sure,
isn't it?
yeah.
Big respect, Caroline, and to all the forces in Iraq.
Yeah.
I've been out there, guys, myself. I know how good job you're doing. So well done to you all.
Yeah.
Much love to you.